Hello, animal totems. Animal totems are fun. Very, very, very much fun. Because a lot of things start to make sense. Such as why people act certain ways, why we look certain ways, why a lot of whys and a lot of hows. But I find the best thing about animal totems is pure evidence, is showing. So, I'll talk about animal totems, what they are, and then I'll show you my own. Animal totems are basically, it's just another system of self-knowing, of enlightenment, of understanding, of making sense of things, of being more in tune and connection with yourself. All of this wrapped up in one. You know, astrology is one, animal totems is another, tarot, anything dedicated towards understanding. Animal totems is the pursuit of understanding dedicated or centered around the spirits of animals in human beings. It's really funny and a little tragic, but mostly funny, I find, at how removed some people are from the animal world. You know, they look down upon animals. Not even they. It's, they in our there's a lot of prejudices for humans against animals. You know, saying we're better, we're smarter. No, obviously, we have the cranial, the nervous system, we have true gifts as human beings of learning, of growth, of exponential transformation and exponential love and unity and strength. So of course there's that difference, you're not going to see a bunch of cats make a space shuttle. That would be awesome. And hey, I would love to be proven wrong. That'd be really cool. But my point is this: animals are just like us. I could go into that, but for the people who this rings true with, it'll ring true, and for those who doesn't, that's fine. But in any case, animal totems. So these spirits, it's basically, animal totems are the energies, the animal spirits that go with you in your life, that follow you, that teach you, that guide you, that you are, you are those animals. So I'll show you mine, and then I'll talk about how you find them, or at least my way of finding them, and maybe that'll help you along your particular way. Worth a shot. So my animal totems, my animal spirits. So one of my main ones is wolf. Boom. Every single wolf I know has the little wolf nose. That seems to be the defining characteristic of wolf is our noses. And my friend said recently the chin too. I'm still exploring that. I sense truth and insight into what she's saying, but I still need to figure it out for myself. In any case, wolf. Boom. I have raccoon. Hence, I've always had this. Always. And it's a Geminian thing too, but I would say raccoons are Geminian animals. So the raccoonian mask. That's another one of my raccoon is one of my totems. One of the animal totems is your inner totem, is your sacred animal. One that you only share with people you trust and that you love. I may love you, as a fellow sibling of life, but I'm not going to tell you my sacred animal. It's not something that I should do or feel comfortable with. But I'll give you a hint. My sacred animal is very much in my eyes. It's very much in my gaze, piercing gaze, as my friend puts it. I wish I could tell you, because it's such a great animal totem evidence, but I shouldn't. Okay, so moving on. Otter. It's very strange. My feet. Oh, I'll show you. Actually, that makes sense. I have webbed hands, very Otterian hands, and otter is also about playfulness. Is also about just enjoying life, And it's funny that otter shows up in my perspective, in my hands most of all, because I use my hands to celebrate life the most. I would say, sounds like a dirty joke, but I'm thinking mainly in terms of playing music, of writing poetry, writing, just art and expression, and the pure joy of living. Also in my hands and communicating. So that's cool. So wolf, otter, raccoon, octopus. I think octopus goes in my hair a lot. I think a very octopus in hair, but just in my movements when I dance, it's very much a swaying, natural. Whenever it's very octopus energy, I like to. Just as an octopus can squeeze itself through things and around things and all that, I think even you see it there, or along with my otter. But I'm always like, if something's like this, I'm always like whoosh, sideways, and very, very octopus. So it's cool, Animal totems aren't just confined to the face. It's your own spirit, and I was always like this, I always had these energies, the playful otter, the octopus energies. Exploring animal totems is really just exploring the manifestation of these energies, the symbol, I always had that connection with wolf, with octopus, with raccoon, and all of that. I just had to explore it for myself, and that happened in a couple of different ways, and it didn't happen all at once. I think finding your animal totems is a very sacred thing, a very deep thing. It deserves a lot of reflection and contemplation, because your connection to these animals are so strong. So strong that they've been present your entire life, that you take it for granted, I took it for granted, yeah. I didn't even think, when somebody asked me first, what's your raccoon? What's your animal totems? Raccoon didn't even come to mind, because it was so obvious to me, It was so ingrained. Ever since I saw a raccoon, I was always like, yeah, we're cool, But it was never, it was, if you're like that, for your entire life since birth, if you're like anything, how to put this? When something is there all the time, you take it for granted. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you're trying to discover your animal totems, don't force it. Let it happen. There were a couple of weeks where I didn't know one of my animal totems, which was really funny, because the animal totem I didn't know was chameleon. And my friend says that you see it in my eyes. They kind of bulge out a little bit. I definitely see that. But, yeah, finding chameleon as my totem was it's really funny. Again, chameleon of all animals, that was the one I couldn't find. It's very fascinating how the system works, how the path travels, how the quest goes about. So don't feel bad if you can't, if an animal totem doesn't come to mind in searching for yours. Again, it took me several weeks, and several different mind states to figure it out. Honestly, speaking frankly, getting high is a very useful way to find your animal totems. For me, after I had the list of 9 animal totems, I sitting down in that different mind state, and in an open and yet focused mind state, high and yet, I want to figure this out. Now feels like the right time. Mind state. Really helpful. Really helpful. And this translates to all sorts of things. I mean, not forcing it, maybe going on a hike on your own, and trying to connect with your own self so much that you connect with the animals. Because again, at the end of the day, these animals are a part of us, are us. We are them. I mean, octopus isn't just some symbol I have for my life. It's me. It's a part of me.